Hi, in this video we're going to make a small tree asset and we'll put this on the landscape we made earlier. In this example we're just going to use the built-in textures, but then I'm going to do another video where we unwrap the tree and then paint the tree. So let's delete the default cube. So select it, press X and then delete. Let's add a cylinder, and this is going to be a low poly tree, so we're going to probably have 8 sides to it. We're going to then delete the bottom face because this won't be visible, and then let's scale this object. So let's scale it, make it a bit smaller, and we'll put it near the base of the ground. That looks okay. So what we're going to do, let's scale it a bit further. We're going to start by narrowing that down, so scaling that top face, so clicking on it, S to scale or use the scale tool, and then we'll extrude and scale, and I'm probably going to move this a little bit just to give it a bit of shape, and then we'll probably extrude and scale a bit more, maybe move it a little bit more just to give it a little bit of shape, and then I'm going to just delete that top face. We don't need it. It's just a very basic trunk. So now we're going to add, so come out of that, back into object mode, click off of it, and then add, let's add a cone. So there are different ways we could do this, but a cone's probably easiest. So again, I'm going to have 8, and then what we're going to do is we're going to place that there. I mean, already we've got a tree. I do want to make it a little bit better than this. First of all, this bottom face, we're going to delete it. It won't be visible because perhaps, you know, it's a top-down only game. You won't see it. Into object mode, let's scale that down a bit. Maybe put it slightly off center. Arrange it how you feel it should go, and then what I'm going to do then, I'm going to object, duplicate objects. So I've now got another one. I'm going to position that where I want, and I'm going to scale it down. I'm going to place that at a very slight angle, perhaps like that. Maybe this one at a very, very slight angle, just to give it a little bit of shape. This one, I think it should be quite a bit smaller, maybe not that small. And that one's tilted too much. We don't want them intersecting with each other. So I'm then going to get this one, copy it and paste it to duplicate it. And then I'm going to give this a slightly different rotation, just to balance the tree back up, something like that. And then what I'm going to do then is click on this bottom area. I'm going to then go into tab, into vertex mode with 1 on the number key, and I'm going to just pull out some vertices a little bit, push some in, and I'm just generally going to give it a little bit of shape. So just a few tweaks to the vertices, then I'm going to tab out, back into object mode, then select my next tree part, and then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to just get a few vertices and I'm going to just move them about a little bit, create a little bit of unevenness in the shape, and then do the same, tab out of it, select the top object, same thing, just move a few vertices about, creating a bit of shape, bit of randomness, and there we go. That will do for our basic tree. So let's just add a little bit of colour. So I'm going to go into rendered mode, and then I'm going to have a look at the base, and I'm going to click on the material, new material, and then the base colour will just have as a sort of a reddy browny colour. There we go. And then this one, I'm going to new, select a colour. I'm going to have a sort of a mint green colour, maybe a bit darker. That'll probably do. Something like that. And then when I do the next one, instead of new, I want to go into the material list and pick the material I've already got. And you can name these to make it easier. So there is our very, very basic tree. We can have a look at that with the Cycles rendering engine. We can have a look at it with Eevee rendering engine, or we could have a look at it just in flat shaded with an environment map. So that could be part of a game. You could then select the whole thing and click join, and now that's actually one object. So you could Control V, duplicate it, not Control V, Control D to duplicate. So Control, copy and paste. That's what I mean, copy and paste. So you could, to make them look different, what you would do is slightly scale some down, and you would slightly perhaps rotate them like this, or even have them at a very slight angle. And that way you can create a whole forest just from one tree. So they're very slightly different. Probably don't want to make it too small. And again, a ground plane might be useful for this. So let's just add a mesh, a plane. Press S10 to scale it up 10 times. Yeah, so that tree there is touching the ground, but this one isn't. That one isn't. And you could keep going like this and make a whole forest. A forest full of trees. So that's one way of making a quick landscape. Thank you, and I'll see you later.